from the high to the mighty. You see these governors that are fighting it, they're not fighting it because it is pinching everybody.
When governors are crying, they are literally crying.
Exactly. Though Emefiele had said yesterday that about 700 billion naira was, of the new notes were printed, and that the governors, some politicians have mopped up a substantial amount of that money.
Amount.
And one will be wondering, so where did they see the money from to mop it up? Where did they get it to mop it up from? And you just be wondering. But in all of that, it is still hard. Was it not today that...
Yes, speaking of that, I wanted to say that I saw a governor today, throwing bundles of the new currency on someone.
Which governor?
Do you want me to spell it out?
People in commercial banks with their money. Who have personal friends in commercial banks.
I thought it was 20,000 restrictions a day. So how did they access the cash? In bundles,
and then throwing
all animals are equal.
Throwing a bundle of new currency. People are looking for new currency, and the governor is throwing bundles of currency.
Some animals are more equal than the others.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so little wonder Buba Galadima said what he said, that there are some governors that have stashed XYZ amount. In fact, he said
to the tune of 20-something billion, right?
Exactly. He said that about 22 billion naira is stashed somewhere by a governor in the north, a northern governor. In fact, he said he's a northern governor. He didn't even hide him out. He said that person.
A northern or in the northwest. He mentioned that.
He even said they know him. So they never want to catch him because maybe he belonged to their group.
He even said the law enforcement knows.
That's what I'm saying. Because maybe they go to the same church.
But you would realize that at the time that this policy was set out to roll, EFCC we had heard that EFCC said that that there are about 3-4 governors or so in their watch. I think Machawali was named, one other governor was named, Ganduje, and then Nyesom Wiki.
And they are still watching.
And they are still watching. So I'm wondering what the outcome of this watch is. Well, let me even read that. So a northern leader, Buba Galadima, revealed that a 7 governor stashed 22 billion old naira notes in his house. Now, remember that Buba Galadima is a national secretary. He's a former national secretary of the defunct Congress of the Progressive Change, which is CPC. He's right now with the NNPP, by the way, because he's working with Kwankwaso right now.
Yeah, he is.
So Galadima answered questions on the controversial naira redesign policy by the Central Bank of Nigeria. And the new Nigeria People's Party NNPP chieftain recalled the party already took strong position on the contentious issue. And he said CBN Act states that in an event of naira redesign, it should be done within a period of not less than 6 months. Now, the statesman said the government, however, explained its approved policy because many individuals had amassed the currency in their houses. Now, he said, I agree. I know from intelligence that there is a governor in the northwestern part of the country that has about 22 billion naira of the old currency. Yes, 22 billion naira stashed in his house. As I speak to you, he knows himself, and the security agencies know him. He's stressed. Now, I hope this person who stashed 22 billion naira cash in his house is not one of those who has taken the federal government to court and who has made the Supreme Court to,
That's what I'm saying. That it's from a selfish place. Do you understand? So don't get it twisted that they care about the people. That's why they're going. Some of them are fighting their own battles. They're not fighting for you.
All right. So in different places in the country, there's been riots, right? Nigeria has recorded riots in Edo State, in Oyo State, in Ogun State, in Delta State, Rivers State, different parts. All of these riots and protests is as a result of the cash crunch or the inavailability of cash.
I even heard that one bank was burnt.
Not one. About 3 banks today. About 3 banks today in
Properties
Delta
have been
State.
destroyed.
Wow.
They're burning tires on the road
People are tired.
and all of that. So Lagos,
Nigerians are tired. The hardship is too much.
Lagos would like to hear from you. How are you dealing with this cashless situation? I mean, literally. It's a cashless
so even if
situation.
you have money, you're still cashless.
You're still cashless because you can't access cash, right? So this is not about cashless policy anymore. It's just a pure cashless situation.
And it's across board. It's a leveler. Like the first time we're actually having
the rich is crying, the poor is crying. So the rich also cries.
Wow. You know that. So I was discussing with someone today that in Nigeria, this is how the class. We have the high class
No, there is no middle
Lower
class anymore.
There's no middle class.
No middle
When you
class.
have over 133,000 people living in poverty, and about 133 million people living in poverty, and you have about 5 million joining in December, how would you have middle class?
No middle class.
No
Rich
middle class anymore.
are
So
very
it's rich
up
and
there, and the poor are poor. Simply
It's
poor.
either you're poor or you're rich.
so as we are like this, all of us join together very, very poor.
Poor.
We're
Very poor.
very,
We are
very,
poor.
very, very,
Even if you
very,
like
very
the drive car, the
Which car?
richest car, you're poor.
You're
poor.
His car rise to wealth. He can. All right, Lagos. Phone lines are open. We're making to this show about you. We're dedicating this first 1 hour of the show to hearing from you. Let's
how
have
you have been suffering.
Exactly. Let's hear you lament. That is what we're voice of the people. Let's
Rants,
give you a
rants,
voice.
rants.
Let's give you a
Yes,
voice
today they
to
need
talk.
to rant.
No,
Let's
you are
give you
free
a
to
voice
rant.
to be heard.
Don't go and burn
Let's give you a
banks.
platform to be heard.
Rants. Want to hear your rants. No go burn any bank.
So if they burn the
Rants.
bank, after burning the bank, how would you even access the money?
Please don't burn
How
any.
would you
Don't
access
burn
the
anywhere.
money again?
Don't even protest. Come and rant. Tell us how you feel.
All right. So for those of you who are saying who are the yeas and those of you who are the nays in this cashless policy or this cashless policy, I like it because this is literally cashless.
No
You know?
cash. No
This is not a
missing words.
technical cashless.
No.
This is cashless in every sense of the
No
word,
cash.
right? So I would like to know how you've been coping with the cashless policy. For those of you who are in support of the policy, how is it dealing with you? How are you coping? Are you able to pull through and go through your day-to-day activities and manage your life without cash? How have you been coping? And for those of you who are against it, how are you dealing with it? How are you coping? I understand that the situation hasn't been easy for anyone. In fact, I transferred money to a pepper and tomato seller since Saturday till now. She's not received the money.
And she's been calling you.
And just
That's
ordinary pepper,
painful thing.
just ordinary
She-
pepper
she
and
call
tomato
you
seller.
every
How much is her
minute.
profit?
Madam,
Madam, I never get that money. Madam, I never get that money. So
Do you know how-
it's
How
biting.
traumatizing that
It's
can be
biting.
for you even picking the calls.
And when I see the call, my heart will skip. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
I can
I'm owing
understand.
someone
I will.
because I don't like to owe. So my heart just
No, it's
skips.
just hanging in the balance somewhere.
just somewhere.
It's not getting to you. It's not getting to the
other
receiver.
person.
It's just
so
there.
what is happening? What are banks going to do to ensure that they enhance on their
Their internet
on their
banking, their
bank.
internet
But I won't
banking,
mention
their
the God help me.
DSSD.
Go ahead, don't let me
banking.
mention the bank. I don't want to mention the bank. It's at the Z. I don't want to mention the bank.
No, don't mention. You understand?
I want.
And it's
know.
looking like
We know it's danger
he
color,
has
but
a
it's
red
okay.
color.
It's
I wanted to say that.
It's okay. All right, Lagos phone lines are open. Let's get to hear from you how you've been dealing and coping with this situation. Phone lines are open 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. Yeah, an update on the case is that the Supreme Court has maintained that everyone should that the old currency still remains
Still
a
a
legal
legal
tender
tender.
till the hearing, pending on the hearing of the case again next week Wednesday.
It has been adjourned to next
yes,
week.
it's been adjourned to next
But
week
that's
Wednesday.
like water under the
And-
bridge, right?
Yeah,
Because
so
it has ceased to be legal tender.
so as
They
a
will not
matter
even collect it.
as a matter of fact, a lot of people have now joined the other three governors. Remember that it was Kaduna State Governor Nasir
more
El-Rufai,
governors?
as for State Governor Matawale, and what's his name again? Kogi State's Governor Bello Yahaya were the
Yahaya
three
Bello.
governors that actually were the three petitioners. But right now, we have more governors joined them. I hear that Ogun State Governor has joined. I hear that Edo State, Ekiti State has joined. Quite a substantial amount of them. Even as a matter of fact,
Cross River.
Cross River.
Cross
too.
River.
So I hear that even the Ekiti State Governor came out the other day to say that recently to say that that the rating of the APC presidential candidate has reduced drastically because of this cashless policy. So it's now looking like truly maybe it's targeted, at their presidential candidate. So we'd like to hear from you. Really, let's feel your pause. Phone lines are open. Lagos 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Joseph. I'm calling from Ajawa Estate.
Joseph,
Hello.
you're welcome. Go ahead, Joseph. You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, this situation is really affecting us. Are you getting me?
Very well.
Like since in the morning now, I didn't go to work today because I'm off today.
Okay.
So all throughout today, I've been in the house. I could not even go out because what am I going out to do? Not going out to do anything. But one thing is this: you see this country, our leaders, they have disappointed us. And I tell you one thing: very soon, I keep telling people this. Even anywhere I go, I see people discussing about policies, talking about leaders, how they are this, how they are that. I just tell them one thing, that one day, the thing that happened in Animal Farm by George Orwell will happen in this country. That is what I keep telling people. Very soon, the people that think they are deceiving, that one day, those people will rise up against them and they won't have any place to run to. So that is my take on this issue. They should continue. They should continue.
Well,
I know that.
Well, how are you coping? How are you coping generally? Let's hear.
I said it's not easy. It's not easy at all. It's not easy. It's not easy. There is no cash. Even the old cash. Before I eat today, before I took my breakfast today, it was around 2:00. Maybe some people started rejecting the old notes and they don't know what the Supreme Court are going to say about the money. They don't know yet that they are not receiving. They are not collecting the old money. So before I took my breakfast today, it was around 2:00. Can you imagine? After somebody have money and somebody won't be able to access his or her money, it's bad. This thing is not affecting them, it's affecting the people. But I said that one day is one day. Thank you very much, man.
Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. All right, Lagos phone lines are open. We are dedicating the first half of the show to you today. Let's get to take your calls. Let's get to hear your rant. Let's get to feel your pulse and how you've been coping and dealing with the cash situation in Nigeria so far. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Whenever you guys say that prepper, you just throw me off balance. I don't know. Go ahead. How are you?
Okay, thank you. I'm cool. I'm fine. Concerning the Naira and the Wahala we are going through, for me, I wish that the Supreme Court do not extend it. Some people will come and say it's not sitting on the governors. It's sitting on them more than us. Seriously. It's not everything you have to say on radio station. Do you know how much these people pack down they cannot take to bank? That's why they are fighting. How many of them have fought for fuel? Because they have fuel as much as possible they can use. But this only one policy that will make them not to be stealing money and keeping and packing it down. People are complaining. Everybody's just saying, it's or not. It's hitting them. If it's not hitting them, none of them will go to court. What I think MFL should do, let him cease collecting the old money, but let him release the new money. So when he ceases collecting the old money, the new money will be available, but the old money they have, they cannot use it to do anything again. That will solve the problem. Then he say, okay, let's say 2 days to come, bring all your old money. After 2 days, no more old money. We are going to release all the new money. So tell me, they will not change it anyway again. That one has become useless. I think they will postpone it. I do transfer. You learn how to do it. It's not a child. Learn how to walk. You will stand and fall. It will stand and fall. So let's just bear this. It's part of the masses.
Thank you.
Hello?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, my dear. God bless you.
Thank you so
God
much.
bless you.
CBN saying that a substantial amount of the new Naira notes, out of the 700 billion of the new Naira notes that were printed, have been siphoned or mopped up by the governors. How did these governors get this money? Because speaking now, someone said that they saw, MC Oluomo's child spraying wads of cash.
How did he get it?
How did he get it? You that said you just saw a governor giving out, bundles of this cash.
Yes.
How did the governor get this? I mean, a governor can have access to cash, right? But to this much tune, which is what exactly the CBN is trying to curb. I mean, just like we were trying to discuss with our guest the other time. Does it mean that the entire
what's the
thing,
point?
the aim has been defeated?
Is the aim not defeated?
Exactly. And then how can somebody store 22 billion naira in his house? Okay, well, this looks like, a norm for people in government or people in politics in Nigeria. Phone lines are open, by the way. Let's forget about the lamentations. Let's hear your own lamentation. Let's get to know how you have been coping with this situation. 0700 903 903 903. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from Jeddah.
Isaac, you're welcome.
Please, yeah. Can you hear me?
Very well. Go ahead.
Please, you people should stop saying that you saw governor spending bundles of money or spending a wrapper of the new currency. Governor is in all titles to that new currency. Do you understand? What we should be looking at is for us to beg God that God should bring a better way for we the poor masses. Do you understand? Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm trying to
What
understand.
does he-
So we
I
should
don't-
not say what we've seen again. Or if we see something, we should not say something. Well, we appreciate you. By the way, if you'd like to jump in on this conversation and you're watching us from YouTube, you can call us via the WhatsApp line 0700 903 9039. That's the WhatsApp number 0700 903 9039. But the line to call us with to joining the conversation from terrestrial is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set? Please turn it off totally.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
I'm Joseph.
Joseph,
I'm calling from Joseph. Yeah.
where are you calling
I'm
from?
calling from Ajegule.
Joseph, how are you doing and how are you coping?
Fine. I'm good. I want to comment on the cash, is this cashless or
Go ahead.
cash hard policy?
Go ahead. How have you been coping?
Huh?
How have you been coping with
Well,
it?
Well, by God's grace, we'll be doing fine. But the only thing there is that I just came to wonder.
You haven't turned off the volume of your radio, and that whole back is not pleasant to the ears. Please.
Hello.
Go ahead.
I said.
Turn off the volume of your radio now so that we can have a smooth conversation. Please.
Okay. I said the banks. The banks are the problem. It is not the mercenary or probably whatever. Because they are the ones, first of all, if our mobile apps are working and the bank will not shut down their network, if I want to buy something, I can go to somewhere else and get, do transfer. I will not need to be looking for cash. That is number one. Number two, if the bank is there enough to follow the policy as it was, why would some people have more cash than others? Because they are using it for business. In a way, they are advertising the central bank governor, thinking that if it is the central bank governor that is causing this problem. Because when I look around, just of recent, America itself, we know that America have stopped their old dollar. Any dollar that is from 2001 is no more illegal currency. But you cannot say people of America behaving this way because there's enough funds, there's enough wallet. If you want to buy something, you use your credit card and you buy. So why is this happening in Nigeria? It is because our bank directors, and some of them are using it as a business. They sell the naira to politicians. And I believe what the Muslim is saying is the right thing. Just that we are the poor masses. They are using us to achieve their aim. It is for us to understand if we can stand back, bear these consequences within for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Assuming we stop receiving old currency from on the ports, like individually, we now start sending our old currency to the bank. There is no way the bank will hold the money, so on the spot we cannot have access to our own money. So we don't want to pay the sacrifice. We don't want to do that. Don't want to give the sacrifice. We want everything, And again, we people believe in propaganda. Okay, the bank said this, CBS said this, the court said this, just like that. Why don't we do the right thing? Because the right thing is this cash to be none and void from social day. Let's try to do our part and let the government do their own part. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now talking about the central bank, really, I'm worried. So if the central bank knows and can come out to say that about 70 out of the 700 billion naira that was printed of the new currency, that quite a substantial amount of it has been mopped up by politicians, why don't you audit the banks? I want to understand.
How did they even allow that under their watch?
Do you understand? You can audit because it's a new money, right? And you know the amount you sent to each bank. In fact, they even told us they have trackers for the money. So why don't you audit the banks?
See, everything is pointing at commercial banks.
Do you understand? Okay, if it is pointing, audit them, name and shame them. Let's know the banks that have done this, that have enabled this. The banks that cannot give account of how they have spent or released the cash. Let's know. Because as it stands now,
giving this cash, this new cash, this new money to their friends. They'll call them big friends.
Oh, I have a friend who mentioned the other day that when the new currency came out, that the bank, his bank called him and said, you go need like 500k, make I give you. He now said, no, I'm not going to need reach 500k cash. I don't need that. Now 100k I could do. In fact, he started regretting it when the cash situation became hard, that if he had known, he would have taken the 500k. And that's one individual. So the question is, why can't banks be, because the way the banking system is, everything can be traced, right? Juliet, there's no way in fact, if you go through my account statement, go through my account from this inception of the opening of that account till now, you'll be able to see the movement of fund. Do you understand? That is how every movement should be. So why can't they trace this cash? Why can't they trace the movement of this new money? And if truly all the new money is tracked, or were tracked as it is, or as CBN says, why can't they do something about it? Because you cannot come and be telling, because what it is now is like the CBN's word against that of the banks. The banks are saying that you didn't give us enough cash. And the CBN is saying that we have given enough cash, but the politicians mopped it up. How did the politicians
mop it up under your watch, CBN?
God bless you.
And why are they not sanctioning the bank, especially the branch? Any particular branch that did this, it should be sanctioned. Why are they not sanctioning the banks?
I mean, it was the other day last week that the NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso said that the policy is not even going to affect the politicians the way that the government intends. Not just that. He said that
some of them may be board members in these banks.
Exactly. He said most of them either own the banks or own large shares in the banks, or are board members, or have friends who are. So it's just a phone call. And then he mentioned that, for instance, a state that has the majority of the heads of the banks in the headquarters of the heads of the banks cannot have the governor of that state call them to say, I need so amount of cash.
They will run
and you give me the cash.
Go and deliver.
Do you understand? But the problem now is, why can't CBN track those money? Let's know how it's spent. Then you name and shame them, because all of this, or what we've just been hearing is like just mere accusation. We don't understand what is happening. So if this case is going on like this, you could have, a say if you're able to begin to name people or name banks that have, in one way or the other, enabled this cash going to the wrong hands or going to hands that it shouldn't get to. Well, I beg, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening, Lagos. Hello. All right, I lost that call. 0700 903 903 903 is the number to call. On YouTube, quite a number of reactions there on YouTube. Blackman says, they calm down. Calm down to where? Do you know what Nigerians are going through here?
We're not coming down.
And then he says the only way Nigeria can create a middle class is to invest in human development. I do agree. We do not pay attention to human capital development, because at the end of the day, the human beings, the humans make up the economy we're talking about.
We need to elect human beings who believe in human development.
All right, so Arthur Obinwa Amadi says, let's us support Shawari AAC. That would happen. Okay. Thank you for your free campaign and free advice. Going back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling
I'm calling from my name is Queen.
Your name is what?
Queen.
From where?
Egbeda.
Queen, how are you doing?
I'm calling for Egbeda.
Okay.
I have also to ask you, say what I want to talk about the issue of the money.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. How have you been coping?
It's hard though, because now, yesterday I want to go outside and go and buy some things for my children to eat. They refuse to collect the money. The money. Say, oh, what I want to buy now, I will go to school the following day. I cannot even have other money. I don't have any new money in my hand. I cannot do it. So then, if you to collect the money, I went back home. So I told my husband, see what is going on. He said, what we to do now? I said, I don't know. So I want to say now that they should try. Government should try. But what I do is not good. They should continue to be used the two money, the old money and the new money. Use it together. So as when this new money circulates, they can stop the old one. They should please. People are hungry. People are dying safe. I was in shop last week, somebody's shop. One man was begging, please, you only have only 100 naira at in hand that you want to eat. I don't have other money again. The woman said, okay, sit down. In my presence, the woman gives the man, what do you want to eat? The woman said, anything. Okay, give a mineral and biscuit to eat. That is not our country. This our country. The way it's going now. I don't even understand. Only God should have mercy upon this Nigeria. I pray God should have mercy upon our Nigeria because the way people are doing things now, it's not good. It's not right. May God help us in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. So you see what she talked about on Saturday. I was going to the market and I was in the market and a man was just walking, pacing like back and forth, confused, while I was waiting for my change from the person I was buying something from. And he was not saying, I don't know where I'll see 200 naira to pay transport now. I don't know where. An elderly man. And then he now said, I just called him. I was like, okay, what's the problem? And he said, I'm going to so place. I need transport fare. I don't have money. I don't have cash with me. I don't know. An elderly man. I had to give him cash to pay transport. Just 200 naira. So that's to tell you that, that's to tell you that a lot of
people are frustrated.
People are frustrated. People are going through a lot. All right, Lagos, let's take your thoughts. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, so good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mrs. Williams, I'm calling from Ajara State.
Mrs. Williams, help us turn off the volume of your radio set so that we can have a smooth conversation.
Okay.
Mrs. Williams, how are you doing? How have you been coping?
I'm fine. I'm on traffic. I've been trying to reach you. If you are not connecting with me.
Sorry, because we have a lot of calls coming.
We have connected now.
So tell us, how have you been coping with this situation?
We are not coping well. I don't know what later Buhari will say the youth are stubborn. They are lazy. I don't know what they are waiting for to start burning down the bank. They should take drugs. Yes, my dear, this is getting out of hand. Everybody is tired. They are frustrating citizens.
So if they burn the banks, will the money come out?
How would you still get the money?
They want to do it. Nigeria don't deserve peace because they don't want peace. The leaders don't want peace. They are frustrating us.
I know. I want you to talk your mind now, but don't say insightful things.
Don't say that. Don't say that. They should not bomb banks. It should not bring the money out.
It's not good.
The CBN governor is not doing well.
And the CBN governor is not
getting money to spend. People are hungry. When you want to buy vegetable from the market woman, she will tell you she don't know what is transfer. Imagine this evening, my kids, I pick them from school. They are hungry, I work too. So I now decide to buy them food from the eatery. At least let them eat before we go home. No, the POS is not working. Declined 3 times. One guy is even there. One woman and son was eating. They were not shouting at the little boy. You would have waited for them to confirm your payment. They start blaming the woman. The woman starts tired. Can you imagine? What is this? Everybody is tired. They should do something about it. They said Supreme Court, they want to do something. They are adjourn case. Why would they adjourn the case? Would they know that this is what people want? What kind of rubbish adjournment is that? People are tired, man. What is all this? They should do something, please. I'm not happy at all. Now my kids did not eat. Wow. Now I'm driving home this time. When will I cook? When will I cook and for the kids to eat? They are tired. I'm saying if you can hear my car on. What is this?
Sorry.
So please. You should talk about it so much because God will soon descend on people doing this thing. Is getting out of hand.
Sorry.
Uh-uh.
Sorry, it's okay.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much for bearing your heart.
Sorry.
Thank you for bearing your heart. And our love to your children, please.
Can
Sorry
you hear
about
their
that.
voices?
This is sad.
Sorry
Oh
about
my
that.
dear, God will bless you, Jare.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh dear, Juliet, it is biting hard every single word.
is.
You know, it is. So, you know what, for a second I'm just wondering, so the bandits that used to, you know, nab people and collect ransom, where have they been now?
They've all gone
Where is the
under.
ransom that they will pay them?
There's no ransom.
There's no ransom.
And kidnappers.
There's no ransom.
There's no ransom
to pay again. All right.
They've
so-
gone underground.
so-
They're cashless too.
Yeah. So, you know, we had said initially when we were discussing this topic that a particular Buba Galadima, a former PDP chieftain, now NNPP chieftain, had said that he knows a certain governor that has cash of the old notes, 22 billion, not a million, no.
What is he going to do
22
with
billion.
it?
One governor has 22 billion of that cash. If you recall that the CBN had said prior to this policy, that out of the 3.7 dear-about trillion naira,
They were
trillion,
able to
there were
retrieve
that there
some.
were printed that just about 1 point something trillion is within the banking system. Over 2 trillion of it were outside the banking system.
Scattered everywhere.
So where is it and what is it
Which
doing?
means 22 billion
And
in
within
someone's house.
Exactly. So
Hey.
within this period that they did this, the state they've been able to gather up about 2 point something trillion. We still have a substantial amount, over 500
Let the
billion.
governor return the money now.
Over 500 billion in cash hanging around. So for one governor to have this 22, in fact, let's listen to Buba Galadima say this himself, so that it won't look like
Like, I never
If
be
the
a middle
governor
class,
returns
so
it,
you can't have the
what would
middle
he
class.
say? What would he
So
say?
just
can't
take a
have the
listen to
middle
Buba
class.
Galadima saying
People
that.
have amassed wealth, I mean, all the currency in their private houses. Agreed.
You agree with that?
I agree.
How?
Because I know that there is a governor in the northwestern part of this country that has got, from intelligence,
Yes.
has got about 22 billion naira of the old currency.
What? Engineer?
22 billion of the old currency stacked in his house. As I speak,
governor in the
a governor in Northwest.
Will you blow the...
No, no need. He knows himself.
And you know that he knows himself?
Yes, and the security agencies know,
But why are they not talking?
because maybe they belong to the same club, or they are protecting him.
Or maybe they set a trap for him, I don't know.
Well, the trap is for him to go out to change. But what we are saying is,
Okay.
for this man, single man with 22 billion,
In cash.
in cash, that he has accumulated through corruption, fraud of the system. My worry is the ordinary man in Yobe, in Tulotuloa,
That's in
Who has got-
Sari local government, right? Oh,
who has got only 1,000 naira as capital or his wealth. For him to lose that 1,000, I would rather allow the system to be cheated by one individual, because that man's money is legitimate money,
That 1,000.
that 1,000.
So that was the voice of Buba Galadima, former PDP chieftain, now NNPP chieftain, saying, admitting that indeed there is a northwestern governor that he knows that has touched 22 billion naira cash in his hands.
22 billion.
That the person knows himself, that even the security agencies know
Knows him.
But just let's just narrow it down to the states that are even within the northwest. So we have Jigawa State, Kaduna State, Kano State, Katsina State, Kebbi State, Sokoto State, and Zamfara State. Out of these states, 7 states, 2 of them were part of the states that sued, that have sued the Supreme Court, that are taking the federal government
So
to the
we're
Supreme Court
narrowing it down.
against this policy right now. So
They're
you have
losing
Kaduna
themselves.
State and Zamfara State
Zamfara.
governors as part of the
Sokoto
governors
State
that are found.
has also
Joined the
joined
suit.
them.
So one of those.
And they're within the southwest.
So let's narrow it down.
Are we thinking what's
Your guess is
happening?
as good as mine.
All right, Lagos. By the way, we open today's show to just take your pulse and feel your pulse and
Rants. Want to hear
have
your
your
rants.
rant and know how you feel, right? So phone lines
Want
are
to
still
hear
open.
it.
Let's hear you. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Madam Precious. Good evening,
Yes,
well
so
done,
good evening. Thank you so much. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
well done, This is Timothy from Alimosho.
Timothy, you're welcome. Very quickly, let's
Well
hear
done,
you.
This thing is getting out of hand.
Sorry.
They should find something they can do before the election. They don't want people to die before election.
Sorry.
And if they don't make sure something is done, we will not. Election will not hold.
Sorry.
They should do something before the election. Those are people will not die before election. This is nonsense now. Well done, man. God bless you.
Thank you so much. All right, so let's move to YouTube to some messages very quickly. So God is love, love is God says the time is now or never. Let the youth of Nigeria use this opportunity rather to take back the future of our generation to come. The power is in their hands. Use your PVC and vote wisely for the president. And Gentle Supreme says, I like listening to this man, Galadima, though I'm not support of his candidature. He's not contesting for any position. Is it? All right. And God is Love answers and says, in my own point of view, personal opinion, more data will we give for the old Naira notes to be used, or more time, you mean, will be given for the old Naira notes to be used, but it has to be after the election. Let's all support the CBN. That's what you're saying. All right, so we'll move to WhatsApp now. Quite a number of messages on WhatsApp. And this says, it's pathetic that the CBN governor is passing blames on politicians that have gained full access to on the new notes. They should name the politicians and banks culprit and charge them. Go court. Enough of Nigerian brouhaha. Hanks from Illinois Center. And I say, Precious, this money policy was designed to cause confusion and possibly forestall the forthcoming election. APC don't want to lose power in the center. Hence, sent in this from Illinois, the United States. And this says, okay. This says, good evening, my dear sisters and loves. How are you all today? Niger people, I beg, I want to ask, going by all that has been happening and what Galadima said, will anyone quote us wrong if we say that this APC government is indeed a people's of... I'm going to say that. He said, please, let's vote them out. He said a lot. And they say Governor Emefiele should free himself a little bit by publishing the newspapers for Nigerians the amount they had given to each banks for us to know. Exactly. Why is it so difficult?
Yeah, they should. I think they should.
Why is it so difficult?
About time.
Why is it so difficult? I do agree. Totally. Going back to the phone lines now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Precious and Philip.
Good evening. Welcome.
Yeah, I just want to say two things. First of all, start with the positive and the negative side of what we are going through.
All right, go ahead.
My name is Gad. I'm calling from Ijibwe.
Dada?
Gad.
Oh, God, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. As of last year, I was so shocked and surprised that my mechanic that didn't even go to school told me that he has downloaded the bank app, that he was using the bank app to transfer. And during that time, there is no evidence of new notes, but he has started using it. Last week, I wanted to buy tomatoes from those Aboki. The Aboki gave me an account number. It was using digital banking OPay. I was able to buy my tomatoes and onions and everything, and then I did a transfer to him. It's just that Nigerians, at times, they are impatient. We don't want to endure. Though I'm not denying that it has been so tough on everybody. But a little patient, and what is this telling us? That we are now in a new world, in a new order, which is we are more going into digital. People need to embrace technology. Some people, they carry so big phones, but they don't know what they can do within that big phone. So I think a lot of people now, they are now doing transfer here and there, and they are carrying their cash. Security-wise, is good on them. But also, we are not looking at the other side. A lot of all these politicians, the money that they have amassed, some of them, they are coming back into power, some of them are leaving into power. Well, all of a sudden, they suddenly wake up. They are saying that Nigeria is suffering, that they are after the masses. Why they suddenly waking up? And one of the presidential sides said that they are doing it to hinder his election. Is it today that Nigeria started suffering? Look at way back during the Jonathan period when they wanted to move to subsidy. Everybody came out as a daughter Jonathan is doing. We want to kill us. We want to kill the market. Today now, how much are we buying for? Assuming that we have allowed him to move the destiny and allow the market to go on, it will be something like this. It's tough on everybody. But look at today now, the politicians have decided to have their way because it's the election period. Now they're all laughing and saying that look at what they have done. But you don't know what the government of CBN and the federal government they know about these politicians. But I know that with time, a lot of these things will come to the open because there's nothing hidden under the sun. So I would like to encourage everybody, let's embrace this cashless policy. Since I've started for more than 7 years now, I hardly go to the bank. I do my transaction within my house and in my office. I have my ticket.
I agree.
So,
I don't spend more than 20K cash in 2-3 weeks sometimes. I barely do. I barely have cash myself.
So I remember those people when they want to travel, they will pass money, they will bandage the money within themselves. And by the time they are going on the expressway, they will be attacked by armed robber. Or they are any where they are going to buy the thing. It's connected. But you can sit down within your comfort of your house and you transact. You don't need to leave your house.
Thank you.
So let's try and embrace this cashless policy and let us not allow the politicians to trade us that is the next day is Buhari. Look at the POS. Look at what they are doing to the market. Are they not doing worse than Buhari? You go to buy
it's not just even the POS, so because now the POS people are saying that they buy their money from the market women. So this market women know that people must give them cash to buy things, and market women gather this money instead of them to take it to the bank so that the money will continue to be in circulation. They sell to POS operators at higher cost. They could sell 100,000 for additional 10,000 naira, and when they sell it to POS they would have to make their money back. So that's why they increase their withdrawal rates.
What about the filling station? You go to buy for they say that their POS is not working, but they have the POS by the corner there. So by the time you go to the POS, they say how much do you want to withdraw? If you are withdrawing 10,000.
So at the end of the day, we're all culprits in this, right? Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate your input. Thank you very much. All right, Lagos, let me quickly rush through some WhatsApp messages that we have here. Good evening, Precious. My name is Karen from Oshodi. I sincerely don't appreciate the Supreme Court or CBN extending the deadline. The cashless policy, okay, so he said let me extend this so it will be easier to read. So he said, the cashless policy is what we need in Nigeria because that will curb and put a stop to kidnapping and other illicit acts. We have different ways transactions can be made. The USSD and others, Nigerians are not just interested and kind of stubborn. That's what you said. Please, what line can I call? I think I've sent you the call lines. Thank you so much for reaching us. And he says, good evening, Precious. For me, it's not easy at all. Can you imagine that I went to Dokbemo Market to buy something, but that market woman are chasing me out? I suggest the bank's supposed to be collecting the old money till it will vanish. It may never vanish. Because I remember good luck Jonathan time. I do not even know how the 210 naira disappeared from the market. Right? And then he said, Mommy Juliet from Ayobo sent in that message. Okay. He said to do transfer is even wahala. That's what you said. And then good evening, Precious and Juliet, and the evening rush crew. Seriously, the policy is good one, but the implementation is really appalling to say the least. I blame the CBN governor for not properly monitoring the banks and sanctioning severely banks that are frustrating this policy. That's what you're saying. And then this says, oh wow, quite a lengthy one here. What do I start from? So he says, why would the APC presidential candidate and his Lagos state governor try to intimidate well, that's not what we're talking about. I know. So there's a different matter. This is not what we're talking about. Please, I beg you, stick to the line of discussion, right? And this says the only name on the lips of every Nigerian home and in diaspora right now is the CBN governor. He's like the most talked about man right now in Nigeria, right?
The man of the moment.
Yeah, the man of the moment. This isn't better good time or better or good time, or there is never, this isn't better or good time. That's what you're saying. To name a child Emefiele. The name has brought tears to the eyes of Nigerians. So, what a name. May we never be caught pants down and become a tool of oppression in the hands of the cabal. That is the story of the CBN governor. While the CBN governor continues to receive the backlash from all sides, President Buhari's body language don't seem to align with the pains and of the average Nigerians that the average Nigerian is passing through. And he said Nigerians keep accusing politicians for starting new notes. What about the celebrities? The videos on Instagram where we saw people spraying new Naira notes. Are they politicians? No. They are faces we see on African Magic, actors, musicians, etc. We are all guilty. Adeboyega sentenced this. Adeboyega Adedeji. Now, there's a particular actress that has been, apprehended because of this situation.
By the ICPC.
By the ICPC, because she was spending large sum of cash, Exactly. Spraying money anyhow in this scarcity of fund. All right, let's quickly rush back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm Chinyere from the Kenu side.
Chinyere, you're welcome. Go ahead. How are you? How are you coping?
Fine.
How are you?
I thank God. I thank God. What happened that we used to be stubborn. Do you understand? I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm coping with it. And I want to plead to everyone of Nigeria. I want to plead, please. The more we complain on this, those people that say that they are fighting for us, they will use it, they will hold it. They are not fighting for us. I'm telling you this is reality. I call it that I say, as for anything about this finance, I'm into it, but I don't want to display sold myself to this on air. Do you understand? What happened that one, a message that's our CBN governor. What he would have done is to track, as he gave this commercial bank the money, to track those people this money went into their hands. It's simple. He track on it. When he track on it, then we know where this money go. Then by that time, his name will be clear from air that MFA is bad or not bad. Do you understand? Secondly, let me tell you, some individual have their own new money at home. Apart from the politician, I want to tell them this is here to you.
So people are hiding it personally to our home.
Yes. What did they say? They said they don't know what tomorrow will come out after the election. So the only thing is that if I thought that we can stop collecting the old one, as soon as we stop collecting it, the new one will surely come out. Let me tell you, I'm into finance. I will tell you the secret. The new one will surely come out if we stop the old one. Because if the two of them begin to go pari-passu, and that's how the new one will surely come out. Because if the old one go out, the new one people keep, they will not bring in and begin to buy from each other. The thing will be not going to circulation. Those one politicians carry also, they will say will bring their own. So that's the problem. Let us find a way, please, and stop using this old one. Please, let us do it. I'm telling you the reality. I'm into finance. I'm telling you the reality.
So you're encouraging people to just support the CBN for this policy to be righted, for the old currency to be righted.
And let us stop. Yes, this going on to doing it 22nd is no. It cannot make any sense. As soon as we have been prolonging it, that's how we continue suffering on this thing and complaining every day by day. That's all I'm telling you. I'm telling you the reality. Please, if they can hear me, I'm pleading. If they can bear with CBN, let us stop this something. Let us stop using the old. Let me tell you. Mark it. If we stop the old one today entirely, I will tell you the new one will come out. Whoever that keep his on board to everybody, including me, we will bring it out. Every one of us will bring it out. I'm telling you the reality. Please, I'm telling you the reality. The policy is okay. It's pure and okay. It's okay. I'm telling you the reality. The people that, let me tell you, I got my family in the village. My parents in the village, they are coping with it. They are the one who tell me, say, if the thing is too much, I should go to PS and drop some little money and collect the money from PS and eat. My parents are in the village. My parents in the village. Imagine in the village. People are complaining of this. No, let me tell you, the 20,000 say we should do it in a day. Is the one you used to come and pay something like, if you buy something on 100 naira, 20 naira, you used to pay. The huge amount of expenses you did it on transfer. The 20 is sometimes is something of pocket, money pocket in your hand. When you buy something of 1 naira, 2 naira, you just pay it. And the other ones is that people doesn't understand. Let me tell you, I begin to educate some people. They now begin to understand what I'm telling them. They say, nobody know. They don't know that that's how the thing happened. I begin to educate them, telling them this and this. They say they don't know. So that is the issue, please. If people can know how you can talk it, let them do it, please. I'm tired. And I'm crying for Nigeria, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
God bless you
for spilling your heart. All right, so you see the way it is going, different strokes for different folks. Different people with their own account of how they feel about this, right? Okay. All right. So let's just wrap up with a few messages that we have piled up here. And this message says, Blackman says, everything about the Naira swap rollout is political, which is wrong. You mean? He said, good idea, bad execution of rollout. He says, heads of institutions in Nigeria work from personal perspective, not for the nation. And then says this claim by Baba Galadima deserves DSS invitation. Who is behind the attempt? He said the DSS. He said the security agencies know.
So they belong to the same
He's
club.
not even
Probably.
hiding himself. He said it that they know. So he now says who is behind the attempts to cause chaos in the country on this cash scarcity issue? Our security agencies are very weak, or how is this chaos going on? And then Blackman responded and said, Nigeria has selective justice, which is for the ordinary man alone. The rich and the well connected, get away with criminality. Let's quickly just do a few WhatsApp messages, then we wrap up. Agege from Agege says, let Nigerians take a critical look at the puzzle. That's what you're saying, of swapping of old notes to the new notes. One could see that various kinds of blames and counter blames. What I summoned up about it is that all the top officers in the case are either accomplices or not qualified for the jobs or their jobs. And then he says, all the top people involved, including the Attorney General, including the presidency and Emefiele. One thing I know for sure, for God's support, one day Nigeria will wake up to fight for their rights. I guess sent in that message. And then it says, good evening, Precious. The CBN should stand their ground and make the funds available after the presidential election. From RH, His Royal Highness BC Nwoko, should he sent in that message. I see you trying to reach us. Thank you so much. Good evening, ma. Please, on the issue of new and old Naira notes, Buhari and the CBN governor, Mr. Emefiele, didn't plan the cashless policy very well. If they want the policy to stay, they have to put some things in place, like the buses and other areas that would, go digital, that you can pay digitally. Right? So you mean, and then he said, where can one put something like where you can put a card or machine or barcode and then you scan? I agree with you. And then he went on and on with that. And this is from Evangelist Fred Chukujikwe in Lagos State. That's about it. Julius, let's take your final thought on this.
I mean, things are already as bad as they are. Someone said something that actually touched me. The person said that if they use the old cash side by side the new one, that we might not get
people are hoarding the new currency.
The old one. So people are hoarding the new currency. That is better that it happens this way, so that people can actually get rid
they
of
won't
the
have
old,
a choice than to bring out their new one.
So they can bring out the new one. I don't know. Whatever works for us. Right now, we are at the lowest. I mean, how hard can it get? We have smelt it, we have felt it. So let this cross pass us by, and let us begin to reap the fruit of this policy.
All right.
I think CBN, like Blackman said, I think they didn't really do a proper planning for this monetary policy, seriously. And right now, somehow they need to start sanction. If banks are hoarding it, start sanctioning banks. Any branch that is holding the money or that it's making the money available to governors or rich people. I mean, you need to start sanctioning them. And also, like the market women, they need to start, they have to be a program that will be mapped out to start sensitizing market women on how to use internet banking, how to use their DSSD, and how to, and the banks also need to avail POS machines to these market women so that people can buy their goods and pay with like their ATM cards. It will be that easy.
What have they been doing?
It will be that easy. So banks need to do all of this. They need to be programmed. They should have been ready before now. They should have been ready before now.
The marketers are not working because you have not penetrated the market to sell to give POS to them or to go.
And that is why people are more frustrated.
Then what
that is why people go to
doing?
buy foodstuff. You need to buy foodstuff from the market. And these women, these market people, they don't even know how to operate. I mean, a common adjoint people, how to use internet banking.
All right, just before we go, Benjamin from Apapa says, good evening, Precious. This cashless policy is yielding a lot of progress. If you check very well, there hasn't been kidnapping since inception.
Abiyo, that one.
We've never heard any
You mentioned it.
Since inception of
where are the kidnappers?
That's what he said. All right, Lagos, this is what we'll wrap it up. If you want to continue this conversation, just jump right in on our YouTube page. Go to YouTube, type VOPFM, and then go search, for the particular conversation that talks about Galadima, where he says, I know a governor who hid 22 billion naira old notes at home, Buba Galadima. Go search under the comments, drop your comments, drop your reactions, follow the conversation. We appreciate you. We also stream live on our Facebook page, so go on our Facebook page, drop your comments there. Thank you very much. So we'll be taking a break now, and then we go straight to our step down conversation. On our step down this evening, yesterday was Valentine's Day. We hear that today is officially Side Chicks Day. But that's not our conversation. So we hear that people are now saying that if there is no money, there is no love. That is romance without finance is annoyance.
So love should be transactional.
So is romance without finance annoyance, or should romance go on without finance? What is this thing with romance or love must be expressed with some sort of there must be some oil.
Something must be given.
There must be some oil.
Something you gotta give.
All right, Lagos, that's our next conversation. This is just a step down to cool your temper, to calm you down, right? Calm down. We understand what you're going through. But man shall not live by bread alone. We cannot come and kill ourselves and die because we still need relationships in our lives. That's our next conversation after this break, Lagos. Stay with us.